Gang violence, and Wells Fargo at 240 North Euclid Avenue is engaging in that, facilitating it. These are demons aiming light, and this is all engineered light. It's not headlights. These are the demons that are molesting with impossible light inside of buildings, onto the bus when they're driving by, when I'm across the street and they're at the gas station. These are also the demons engaging in what is assault with a deadly weapon, monitoring as demons while you hear that amplified noise while they're stalking with light. These are demons that are engaging what is gang violence with the Ontario Police Department. This is stalking in the path with that train activity. They're standing around, remaining around the perimeter. Mule Car Smokehouse is a facilitating venue. Wells Fargo is a facilitating venue. And this is ongoing surveillance by the state in concert with the people. Engaging in that which is the conspiracy to commit murder. This is P.O.C. This is the entity that's engaged in that pattern of conduct and is also speaking as a state, engaging in violence and then more violence while they are being documented. So that's the co-conspirator of murder that's then engaging what is threatening your life. License RO12543. That's a Kansas plate. This looks like an African-American male or a Latino male. They're stalking with light, crossing path. 9RNY327. This is where the fake sun rises and sets. Saris Regis Group. License 9SOZ385. P.O.C. They're all walking in engineer light. That's impossible light activity. It's demonic. You can see the structure here. And you can see the shadow 1, 2, 3. That's impossible light activity. They're monitoring. Here's my shadow here. 2, 3. They're monitoring. This is gang violence, and that's what I'm documenting. And the entity's engaging in conduct on behalf of the state. The entity has the building lights coming on and off. Wells Fargo is engaging in gang stalking with the demons who are using the venue. This is a prosecution of that corrupt banking institution. Okay, it's not going to be limited on business hours. You could see the demonic activity. This is criminal surveillance and furtherance of murder, which Wells Fargo is going to be prosecuted for. Okay, this is Title 18 federal stalking with light. Doing so while the demons are maintaining presence in the path. Doing so while they're doing so under the guise of what is Mule Car Smokehouse is monitoring. The Unique Cafe, these are all businesses, in other words, that are open. This is means of facilitation. So they're creating their own paper trail, using the ATMs, being on camera, using their banking cards and whatnot. This is how you're gonna prosecute. These are demons inside monitoring. He's mopping while he's turning the lights on and off, okay? This is the demon that's gang stalking. Okay, the light's going on and off while he's mopping. That's called light activity. This is P.O.C. All right, and he's monitoring with these demons outside that are in impossible light while the lights are turning on and off with regard to light activity. That's called criminal facilitation. And you already know what the Ontario police are doing, and you know what the Ontario National Airport is doing. They're doing it with these people. These are demons. Again, that's Kansas, RO12543. And the entity putting fake plates, the entity concealing that they're going to prison. It's obstruction of justice. And this is the corruption that Mike Lorenz is necessarily being removed. He's going to prison for this gang violence that's being documented, published online, and he's going to be prosecuted for it. He's a terrorist leader in the United States. This is P.O.C. License 5UWE399, in case I didn't read that one. This is all unlawful. They go to the ATM. This is gang stalking. It's not lawful. The entity's maintaining surveillance. That's the guise of all this criminal surveillance. There's no warrant to maintain a business and facilitating the pattern of conduct. There's no warrant to engage in what is transactions with establishments regarding the pattern of conduct. And they do so engaging in what is the pattern of conduct while you're looking at assault with a deadly weapon. The demons are engaging in this pattern of conduct while they're all stalking me. I'm their obsession. That's why they sit inside of that library stalking me all day long. P.O.C. It's currently 7:53 p.m. That's amplified noise. Wells Fargo is engaged in light activity, as you saw that, and you saw a demon inside maintaining criminal presence and activity. Turning the lights on and off while you're mopping is called light activity and presence, and it's criminal. P.O.C. ATMN092. Saris Regis Group is monitoring. Ontario Town Square is monitoring. License plate 9CLY717 is monitoring. And this is gang violence that Mike Lorenz is being prosecuted for. The Ontario Police is being disbanded for. This is P.O.C. This, by the way, is mental illness. This is mental illness. 62804C3. This is psychopathic pacing and stalking as a population, and this is the Nephilim. That's what their name is. This is the Nephilim. These are demons, and their behavior is mentally ill. As you are able to look at what their actual purpose is, what their actual intention is, and they're mentally ill, and they're violent sex offenders, and they're serial killers, and they're stalking and playing. It's not a takeoff over the Ontario Airport Inn, and it's not a takeoff over Wells Fargo. It's also not a takeoff over a whole boulevard. Okay, the Latino male that's inside of that Wells Fargo, that's a federal prosecution for facilitation in the same way that the airport is engaged in that. This is the entity that's doing so together in concert. This is indeed the Nephilim. The pattern of conduct is also proven through what is the prosecution of the entity that is maintaining the elements of monitoring together while they're providing what is criminal evidence against each other. And you need to understand that these are demons. So this is a criminal prosecution, but these are demons, and this is demonic activity, and this is the exposure of all of that. And while the entity engages in what is incriminating conduct, it's clearly going to be in court, okay? The demon possessors are going to be prosecuted for their what is actually satanic, what is also exposing what is criminal conduct improper by the state to engage in criminal activity in concert with the people of the state. It's public corruption. 7 SOZ 619. The entity is engaging in what is taken off from the airport along Holt Boulevard, and the entity is engaging in that conduct while the airport is engaging what is stalking in the path with amplified noise while engaging in light activity in the specific environment, okay? This is the significance of the multiple shadows. This is demonic, and this is Wells Fargo openly engaging in that. Do not try, because you can't take it back in federal court. That's the point. License plate 6UEX586. Wells Fargo engaged in what is conspiring my murder as a corrupt business for years. Engaged in targeting and kidnapping with the Ontario Police Department. Ongoing terrorism, flying in circles over this institution for years. Not just as of late in 2025. Oh no, that's not new. They're gang stalking now. They've been gang stalking for years. And they do so with impunity. You need to understand that these gang stalking businesses and establishments like Wells Fargo, it's exhibited through the ongoing conduct by the people outside of the building, inside of the building, flying over the building. This is an entity that's communicating its hostility to you, and I'm letting you know about the fact that you are hated by those who want your money. P.O.C. It is currently 7:56 p.m. That's a communication of an unlawful threat by a business. I'm going to prosecute Wells Fargo because it's serving monitoring. So this is how, again, you're using a building and an establishment to communicate a threat with the government. That's P.O.C. license 8KGW 204. Anybody, the entity that's engaged in what is gang stalking, if that's an immigrant and they're mopping the floor, creating light activity, they're going to be deported. Him and his wife, his grandmother, their kids are not going to keep them in this country. Their cousins and his brother and his sister, if they're all living together, they're being deported if they're not natural born citizens. And the entity, the federal government's going to have the same disregard that they have for the law. P.O.C. It is 7:56 p.m. and that's what you just saw. The entity made a U-turn over the top of this Wells Fargo. This is P.O.C.